Well, we know that revenues for the state will come from incomes. That's where they'll be paid from, whether it's corporate incomes or personal incomes. But it's incomes. So then you have to say, in this period of readjustment or national recovery, what's fair? Who do we look to? Do we look to the larger numbers of people who are weighed down and unfit even to carry on their work? They're depleted, they're exhausted, to take more exhaustion? Or do we look to the stronger people who are temporarily toned and strong and can carry the extra load? Well, to me, it makes sense to look to them, but to explain to them why we're doing it. We're doing it for 3 years. We'd like you to step up to the mark from your stronger resources, which actually, here's the example of why they're stronger. The export surge of the last 4 or 5 years has led to revenues for the companies doing that exporting. Revenues minus costs, and the costs in the last 4 or 5 years have actually fallen. There have been efficiencies. So you've had a surge in the profits or the surplus incomes of these companies. And I think it would be reasonable, and I don't care where they come from, whether it's from abroad or from at home, to bear that readjustment window for the national economy and say, guys, we're asking you to take the honours of being able to bear a bit of extra load. 2.5% levy on corporation profits. The Minister's familiar with this, and he's probably been very patient as I speak. But 2.5% on those corporate profits per year would yield about 650 million. The department have told us that. And if the high income earners, and by high I'm not talking about 100,000, I'm talking about 120,000 and over, were to take a levy on their incomes, their full incomes, not marginal, full incomes at 120,000 and upwards of 4%, that's another $500 million. And if you threw in a betting tax on everything that is gambled on, whether it's online or on courses or whatever, poker clubs, you know, the club, whatever, international poker games, yeah, that would raise another perhaps $250 million. That's a lot of money, and everybody would understand that 3-year effort, the national recovery effort. And it's clear, it's easy. By the way, all the systems of collection are in place for those levies. They're all in place. You don't have to give anybody extra powers or telltaling on anybody else. It's all there. The only thing that's missing is telling the story, setting it out, and explaining it. Now, Deputy Cowan there will remember that there was a supplementary budget in April 2009 when the NAMA construct was introduced as a model. It followed in July and later on the 16th of September with the amounts of money per the PwC report of what loans would go from what banks. But the idea came up in the supplementary budget of 2009. Now, here's a dangerous thought. Because we've heard very good contributions in this debate from both the government side, and there's an underlying effort, I can see it, of trying to be fair. That's what all the amendments are about. But let's take a bigger step after some deep thinking within a 3-year time horizon.
Deputy, could I just interrupt you? Just a suggestion. I will be calling the Minister at 3:15 p.m.
Okay,
there's
very much
10 minutes left. And
am I sharing with anybody?
Well, is it possible you might give 5 minutes to Deputy Snoddy?
Oh, sure, yeah.
So you have 5 minutes remaining.
I'm just saying, if we were able to do this, could we dare to be courageous to bring in a supplementary budget that might say park the property tax and bring in 3 other strands of revenue creation along the lines I've suggested for the 3-year national recovery programme? Just a thought. It's a daring thought, but it could be worth it.